Good day, my wonderful students. You are welcome to government class. How are you today? I hope you are all fine. Now settle down and bring out your writing materials. The topic we are considering today is party systems, part 1. Party systems, part 1. Let's really look at the learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify the types of party systems, give the features of party systems, highlight the merits and demerits of party systems, mention the importance of party systems, and lastly, you should be able to define party manifestos. But before we proceed, let us do justice to the last assignment questions. Assignment on political parties. Let's take the questions one by one. Question 1. Explain the organizational structure of a political party. Answers. What smallest unit of the party structure comprises of the officials like chairman, secretary, and treasurer? Another one is branches. There are local government branches throughout the country if the party is a very strong party with mass followership. Constituency branches. This includes a chairman, organizing secretary, and a treasurer, etc. Affiliation is also another one. There are other affiliated bodies, join with the political party. Another one is a regional and state branches. This coordinates the activities of all constituency branches. National conference. This is responsible for National Delegates Conference. National Working Committee. This committee makes decisions or deal with a particular subject within the party, and at the same time, National Secretariat. This is responsible for running the affairs of the party. National Executive Committee is responsible for preparing or drawing up the policies and programs of the party, and equally coordinates the activities at a local level. Board of Trustees. This board controls financial affairs of the party. General Convention or Congress. This is a gathering of members to elect candidates for different elections, e.g. presidential and governorship elections. Question 2. List 3 functions of political parties. 1. Unity. 2. It serves as a link. 3. Accountability. Question 3. Summarize 5 factors which determines the electoral success of a political party. 1. Manifesto. If a party has a good manifesto, this will produce overwhelming support for that party at elections. Realistic past performance. A good track record of a political party may give it an edge over others. Spread membership. A political party with followership across the society has more chances of victory at the polls. Organization. Well-planned organizational structure can produce better chances for party at elections. Quality of candidates. The type of candidates presented by a party to contest elections may make or mar parties' chances at the poll. The last question. Give 5 problems of political parties: anti-party activities, irresponsible acts of the party leaders, nepotism, bribery, corruption and favoritism, inadequate funding. So let's now go to the business of today. The meaning of a party system. You can see the diagram of government. Government are the peak and the people. Without people, there can never be a government. So they complement one another, government and the people. Because a lot of the policies, and decision that is being made from the government quarters, they will center on the people of that particular country. What is party systems? Party system. This may be defined as the conduct of government based on the number of political parties within the system. Conduct of government based on the number of political parties within the system. There are 3 types of party systems: 1-party system, 2-party system, multi-party system, and a 0-party system. Let's now look at the types of party systems. The first one we are going to look at now is what I call 1-party or single party system. You can call it 1-party or single party system. What is 1-party or single party system? This may be defined as one in which one legal and legitimate political party is constitutionally recognized in the country. No other party is recognized and can therefore not exist. So any country that practices this system will not tolerate any other party. Only one party is constitutionally recognized, that is, by the constitution that guides such country. This one party is recognized. So this 1-party or single party system also has 3 types. Types of a 1-party system. 1, true single party system. 2, predominant party system. 3, hegemonic party system. Let's now look at them one after the other. When we talk of true single party system, what does it mean? This party system does not accept or permit opposition. This type of party exists in Malawi and Zambia. The party system does not accept or permit any opposition. There is nothing like a opposition party. Let's go to predominant party. Predominant party is a party which is elected and continues to be elected because the electorate so desires. So it's a continuous process. They will keep on electing that party into power. This type of party mostly found in Asian countries. The third type of 1-party system, hegemonic party system. This is when one party is firmly established in office. Firmly established in office. The party has hegemony. What does that mean? That is, the party enjoys unchallenged authority. E.g., South Africa, all white electorates. What are the characteristics of a one-party system? One officially recognized party. No other party can contest election except that single one. Single party that is recognized. Only this legal party is recognized by the Constitution. The Constitution does not recognize any other. Again, opposition party is not legally allowed. You can never even emerge. Can never be emerged. There is only one ideology for the country, and it is for the party in government. So there is no, series of ideology from different, parties. Should you understand me? So only one, and that must be the ideology of that single existing party. No private individual is allowed to own and publish newspaper or magazine, because newspaper, in fact, the entire media is owned by the government, by the government which that single party produced. A one-party state can develop to become dictatorship. A leader that will, prefer to die in office, that will see, government office as a hereditary, as a, family heritage, like the late Sani Abacha. Doesn't care, does not mind whether they like his government or not, but they will just like to be there, preferably to be there forever. What are the merits of a one-party system? It prevents economic waste of resources. That is, the party will monitor the financial aspect of the country, so there will be no room for waste of resources, e.g., financial burdensome in auditing elections, like the one we are wasting money for our elections here, does not arise in this type of system. It makes use of the best and competent in terms of human resources available in the country to run the affairs of this, because if the country were to use just one party system, so the people that will be that will be involved in that system, in the affairs of that country, will be carefully selected. They must be, with merit, they must be best and competent types. The system cuts across ethnic or religious factors and thereby promoting national unity. That's why, I'm not sure a large country like Nigeria can practice this. So I'm not sure. So the system, cut across ethnic or religious factors. It also ensures stability, since there is no opposition party which could attempt to destabilize the political system. There will be stability. It makes for continuity in government and in the area of policy making, because no other party, one party, if this, if the same party produce a leader, let's assume, for example now, a president that will be in the office for the period of 2 terms, like 8 years. So the other person that will come after that, at the expiration of the tenure of the former one, will continue from where the previous one stopped. So they will continue, the policy making body of that country will be channeled, towards continuity. So like where one stop, another one will continue. What are the demerits of this system? One party. The government controls all the channels of communication in the country, so that there will be no room for any media that will be, working against the government. It may produce dictatorship. Yes, because there can be tendency of ensuring that the opinion of the ruling elite is strictly enforced on the people. A one-party state is basically undemocratic. The principle of democracy are ignored and treated with levity because there can never be a wider representation of the people. This system can produce a president declaring himself president for life, e.g. like Dr. Kamuzu Banda of Malawi, because no opposition. Another one, since only one legal party exists, the system does not tolerate opposition. And there, in democracy, opposition party plays a vital role just to checkmate the sitting government if they are not doing things rightly. Through the constructive criticism of the opposition party, the ruling party we adjust to do what is meaningful. Now let us examine current one-party states in the world. That is, countries that are still, practicing this system. Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The name of the party there is Workers' Party of Korea. Lao People's Democratic Republic. The name of the party there, Lao People's Revolutionary Party. People's Republic of China. The name of the party there, Communist Party of China. Republic of Cuba. The name of the party, Communist Party of Cuba. Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. The name of the party, Polisario Front. Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The party there, Communist Party of Vietnam. And the State of Eritrea. The name of the party there is People's Front for Democracy and Justice. Now let's look at the two-party system. Two-party system. From that word, two-party, you know that only two existing party in a country. The definition. This may be defined as the existence of only two major political parties in a political system. These two parties are constitutionally recognized to contest elections, e.g. in Britain, Labour and Conservative parties. In USA, Republican and Democrats. Like that in Canada, Australia, etc. Look at the picture here of American two major political parties. This is Republican, they represented, with elephant, and Democrat represented with what? With a bull. So let's look at the countries in the world that are practicing two-party party system. So I title it two-party states. The country, Malta, the parties, Nationalist Party versus Labour Party. Australia, the parties, Liberal / National Coalition versus Labour. United States of America, Republicans versus Democrats. United Kingdom, Conservative Party versus Labour Party. Uruguay, Colorados versus Nationals. Chile, Pelicans versus Pipiolos. Argentina, the two parties in Argentina, Federalists and Unitarians. What are the features of two-party system? What are the features of two-party system? There are only two major political parties that are legally and constitutionally recognized. Get that one at the back of your mind. Another feature, opposition party is legally recognized in a two-party system. There must be opposition party. Another one, there is room and opportunity for choice of candidates and parties. People, there is tendency for people to make choice or choices in the, area of the candidates and the political parties. Some people we love to go for party A, and some may love to go for party B. Some may like party A, but they may not like the candidate. They may prefer the candidate of the party, though they don't like the party B. So, opportunity for people to make choice of candidates and their parties. Two-party system accommodates democratic principles and allows the operation of the rule of law. Change of government is possible because there is the provision for periodic elections. The electors still have the power to change governments that are not responsive and accountable. So if you want your party to be re-elected on and on, over and over again, that means you have to fulfill the purpose of your mandate for the people. The party must fulfill what they promise the people through the manifesto. So people can change government, since there is a provision of for periodic election. And what is periodic election? Election that doesn't come up yearly, monthly, weekly, but at interval. And like Nigeria now, every 4 years we must change a government. So a recap before we go to the reference. A recap of what I have discussed so far. Yes, I said, party systems or party system is the conduct of a government of a particular country based on the number of the political parties that exist in that country. And we have a one-party system. I told you we have a one-party system we have two-party systems, we have a multi-party system, we have a zero-party system. And I try to discuss with you the examples of a country that practices a one-party system and two-party system. So we shall continue from where we stop today in the next class for the part 2 of this topic. So let me ask you one or two questions before we call it a day. Who can tell us what is so significant? What feature that is peculiar to one-party system? Yes, anybody? Yes, you. Okay. A one-party system, the constitution of that country only recognize one party, and there is no permission for any opposition. Clap for him. Clap for him. Okay, that's all right. So, and what other, can you give me one or two? Can anyone give us one or two disadvantages of a one-party system? Yes, it can breed dictatorship. Yes, fine, clap for him. Yes. Only the government controls the means of communication. Oh, a round of applause for her. Yes. Who can tell us what is a two-party system? Yes, you. That is a system whereby a system that recognizes two political parties. So if one is ruling, the other will serve as opposition. And unlike one-party system, which is undemocratic, two-party system is democratic. Clap for him. Beautiful. Who can give us the example of countries that say practices that two-party system? Yes, you. Britain. Yes. The name of the parties: Labour Party and Conservative. Clap for him. Yes, you. United States of America. Republicans and Democrats. Clap for her. Wonderful. And who can give us one or two features of that two-party system? It is democratic. It calls for wider representation. And the principle of the rule of law and the principle of democracy is allowed. They are allowed. Yes. Thank you very much. A round of applause for her. So that means you really follow what we have been discussing so far. Now, your reference material, Essential Government for Senior Secondary School by D.B.C. Chris, and the New Approach Government for Senior Secondary School by Oyedeoran. Let's now look at your assignment. The assignment: explain 4 features of one-party system. Explain 4 features of one-party system. 2. Explain types of one-party system. Explain types of one-party system. The last one: differentiate between one and two-party systems. I want you to do this, to answer this question in a tabular form. Put one-party system on the left side and two-party system on the second side. So differentiate between one and two-party system. So that's where we are going to call it a day. So see you again in the next class. Thank you for listening.